Alright, today I'm going to be teaching you about skills and talents and how they work in Dota 2. So the quick rundown is that most heroes have 4 skills on their hotbar. Some heroes have a couple more depending on their kit and what they need. But your normal average hero is going to have 4 skills that consist of 3 basic abilities and 1 ultimate ability. And you start out at level 1 with 1 ability point, which you can spend on any of your basic abilities. So I'm going to take Toss here for example. And then every time you level up, you get another ability point. So at level 2, I'm going to get another one. But as you can see, at level 2, I can't upgrade Toss again. That's because the abilities, when you level them up, they level at 1, 3, 5, and 7 for the next points. So I won't be able to upgrade this, as you can see right there in the tooltip. Next upgrade at hero level 3. I can only level this again at level 3, and then again at level 5, and again at level 7. The ultimates work in a similar way. So right here at 2, I'm going to take Avalanche. I'll level up again. I can get Toss again. Level up again. I can't take it until 5 like I just said. So I'm going to get another point Avalanche. Level up again. I'm at 5. I can level Toss again. And then at 6 is the first level which you can normally skill your ultimate. Now some heroes are a little bit different. They can skill it earlier. But generally every hero can only skill their ultimate at 6 for the first time. Then when you level up again, you'll see that the ultimate is back to being locked off. And we can get our final point in our basic abilities. Now the ultimates, you can see next upgrade level at 12. Ultimates go 6, 12, and 18. So if I level up here more up to 11, and then 12, I get my next point in my ultimate. And then again at 18. That is pretty much the general formula for a Dota hero and how they skill. Now talents are pretty similar. The thresholds on these though are going to be 10, 15, 20, and 25 are where you get your talent points. As of the most recent update to Dota 2, 7.40, we now have a distinction between ability points and talent points. So once you hit that level 10, you will get an ability point, but you'll also get a talent point, and you can level both an ability and a talent at the same time. So to show you this on a different hero, take Phoenix for example. We're going to level him up. We get 9. We can skill all of our abilities here. We're going to take these. And then once we hit 10, you can see we have a point to spend. So we're going to spend this point on Sunray. We get the first level, but we still have the option to level our talent here at 10. So we can take the Sunray point, and we can also get something like Icarus Dive Slow. Taking things a little bit further, you'll see that 25 is the last level at which we get our talent. So once we're at 25, we have all of our skills available, and we have all of our talents. So we can take these, and then pick our 25 talent. From here, when we level up, we're going to start getting our other talents that we don't have unlocked yet. So at 27, you can see we get our 10 talent, 28, 15, 29, 20, and then at 30 we have all of our talents available, and we have all of our skills and all our attribute points. Now something that I didn't mention earlier, attribute points are also something that you can allocate skill points to. So for example, Morphling is a hero that likes taking attribute points over some of his skills. So a normal skill build that you'll see on this hero in current Dota is people will take Waveform, and they'll take Morph, and they'll level up, they'll get another point Morph maybe, and then they'll max out their Waveform. And then from here, they might take a point in their ultimate. And after that, they're just going to skill stats. So you can come into here, click on the talent thing, and then just click on attributes. And this provides you a permanent buff to your attributes. So I'll level up again to 9. You'll see I have 60 agility right here. And then instead of scaling one of my other abilities, I have the option to take +2 attributes. You'll see I go from 60 agility to 62. Or 65, I guess, because Morphling is a bit of a weird hero. But you do have the option to level attributes instead of skill points. Other important things to know about skills are that they have different damage types and the way that they work. So most of your skills are going to be active abilities. So Avalanche is something that you can physically cast. You can see Avalanche is a point target ability. That means that I target an area on the ground and it has an area of effect. So I click here, and this whole area is going to be affected by the Avalanche stun. Toss is going to be a unit target ability. So this means instead of targeting the ground, I target a hero or some other kind of unit. Depends on what kind of spell it is. And then Tree Grab is also a unit target, but it affects a tree. I pick up a tree. The other kind of spells that you'll see are passive abilities. So Tiny has an ultimate ability that is passive. This just means that you put a skill point in it, and then it'll just permanently give you an effect without you having to do anything that interacts with it normally. Most skills have a mana cost and a cooldown, so you'll see Avalanche has a 140 mana cost indicated right here over the icon for the spell. And it shows you the mana cost for the ability based on what level it is. So 140 at max level. And then you can see in the tooltip, it also, to the left of it, has another set of numbers that indicate the cooldown, meaning this is on a 6-second cooldown, so if I cast it, I won't be able to use it again for another 6 seconds. Some spells also, in addition to their mana cost, have a health cost, or have no mana cost and just have a health cost. So Phoenix is one hero that likes to spend his health instead of mana, similar to like Huskar. So if I cast Fire Spirits here, it will take 100 out of my mana pool, but it'll also take 252 out of my HP pool. So you see both of these numbers go down when I cast this ability. You see, I take a little bit of damage, lose a bit of mana, but now I can use my Fire Spirits ability. Some abilities in Dota 2 now have the ability to be leveled beyond 4 points. So, for example, Lycan has a facet called Alpha Wolves where he can level his Summon Wolves ability beyond level 4. It actually goes up to level 6 now. And this follows the same formula as normal abilities to where it skips a level for leveling. So level 1, I can take Wolves. Level up again, can't take it. Level 3, I get another point. 5, I get another point. 7, I get another point. 9, I get another point. And then 11 will be the point at which I have the ability to max out my Summon Wolves. Another unique ability type is the autocast and the attack modifier type. So DotA, you can see it says autocast at the top where it says ability. So when I level this spell, it has a illuminated ring around it that tells me that the ability is being automatically cast. And for autocast abilities, you can right-click them to toggle this. So if I right-click it, I will no longer automatically cast DotA. Now this spell specifically is attached to your auto attack. So if I make a dummy here and I attack, with autocast off, this ability isn't going to cast. But when I right-click it and toggle autocast on, or if I manually cast it by clicking on the ability or using the hotkey, it'll activate DotA and then it will go on cooldown. Some abilities have the option to be cast in a different way. So for example, Visage has Summon Familiars, where when you cast it, it summons 2 birds for you. But when you hold control, it activates a different mode to use the ability. So Stone Form, for example here, when I use regular Stone Form, it will just target the nearest bird and make them activate their own Stone Form ability. Just like that. See, I cast it over here, and the bird goes into Stone Form. But when I hold control and use the alt cast for it, and I click on a location, it'll instead send a bird over there, and then it'll cast Stone Form wherever I target it. One more type of ability is a toggled ability. So Mars has an ability called Bulwark that is a toggle, where normally it provides a passive benefit that reduces the damage that you take incoming from the front or from the sides. And when you activate the ability, he enters a different stance to where his direction is locked so you can walk backwards, and it starts to absorb hits that are coming in. So instead of going to your allies, Mars will take them instead, where he reduces the damage. And with Aghanims, it also gives you some soldiers. Something else that's pretty important to talk about when we're mentioning skills is facets. So facets are another aspect of heroes that change how they work, and something that you choose at the start of a game. So when you begin a game, you'll go into drafting, and you'll pick your hero in a different set of phases. So there'll be 2 heroes that get picked, 2 heroes that get picked, and then the 5th hero on the team will get picked in sequence. And after you pick your hero, you also have the ability to choose a facet. So Chen here is the hero that has the most facets in the game at 5. And these just change how your abilities work. So for Chen, you have a summon convert ability, and with different facets you can see it summons a different type of creep. So Hellbear, I can summon a Hellbear, Troll, Satyr. And this is a feature that is present on pretty much every hero. The newest patch has taken some out, so some heroes are without facet choices at the moment, but most heroes have a couple different options. So when we click on Sand King, you can see he has 2 different facets. Most heroes just have 2 right now. Where I have Sand Blast, it allows me to apply a blinding debuff. I can hold Alt to see more information about it. Or I can also choose to have Final Sting, which interacts with the Stinger ability. Once you make this choice and you go into the game with your facet, you cannot change it anymore. So unlike talents, you will not ever have access to their facet if you do not choose it. So make sure that you're making a good decision on your facet before you go into the game. The final thing to talk about is the innate ability present on each hero. So the innate ability is found right here on the hotbar. Every hero has some kind of innate ability. Sometimes it's in the form of a spell that you have access to at level 1, but most of the time it's just going to be some kind of passive effect. So for Mars, he has the ability called Dauntless, and you can see he gets more HP regen when he is outnumbered by enemy heroes. Another important thing to note about skills is that they have different damage types. So Mars, for example, has 2 different damage types on his abilities. One of them does physical damage. You can see it's noted in red, the numbers there, and at the top it says damage type physical. and his Spear of Mars is a magical ability, so the damage type is magical there. You can see the damage numbers on the tooltip are in blue. This is important because each hero has different types of resistances. So if you mouse over your stats here, you can see we have a 29% magic resist on the defensive side, and we also have a 22% physical resist on the right side, which is based off of the armor number that is right above it. All heroes in Dota 2 start out with a baseline of 25% magical resist, which goes up with your intelligence, as you can see right there. I'm getting 2.5% magic resistance in addition to my normal 25%. There are also two other damage types that are a little bit less prevalent in the game, but they're still pretty important to know. So Pure being the main one here, you'll see this a little bit more often. Timbersaw is a great example of a hero that does pure damage. All of his abilities deal pure damage, and all this means is that it does not consider magical or physical resist when it deals damage, it just straight up does it, except for BKB. You can see here when I use BKB in the target dummy, and then I walk up and I try to use an ability that does pure damage, it's just not going to affect him. It's going to do no damage. The other damage type in the game is called HP removal, and this one's a little bit weirder. So you can see Necrophos is one of these heroes that does HP removal with his Heartstopper Aura ability. Now the tooltip says that this ability does magical damage, but it's actually HP removal. And you can see when you hold Alt, it says damage won't disable items like Blink Dagger. This is because of this specific damage type that it does. So I'm going to deal damage continuously to this target dummy, but if you were to have a Blink Dagger, regardless of how much damage this Heartstopper Aura is doing, it's not going to disable his Blink Dagger. This is a really niche interaction, so if you forget it, it's not that big of a deal. The main things are to remember that physical, magical, and pure damage are the three main damage types that you'll encounter, with auto attacks being physical damage, and spells generally being magical damage. That's pretty much all you need to know about hero abilities in Dota 2. Just remember that your skills are leveled up at levels 1, 3, 5, and 7. Your ultimate abilities are available at 6, 12, and 18. You cannot change your facet once the game starts, and your talents are distinct and level at 10, 15, 20, 25, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Get out there and cast some spells, and if you want to see some more cool Dota 2 information, check out the other videos on my channel. See ya!